Hey guys, I'll start with this. It is hot as fuck here. Even though it's just started to rain on my skylight, so hopefully it doesn't get too loud, it doesn't start pissing it down with rain. I've had to turn off my fan, I've had to put on a t-shirt, you know, to stop the collective panty dropping that I'm sure will incur if I go shirtless in a video. So I'm hot right now, and I don't like it, so I'm going to try and speed through this as quickly as possible. I've been thinking a lot recently about feminism with respect to men's rights. Oh, he's talking about that, I hear you say. The thing is, a while ago I read an article which I recently found out was actually part of a larger article that was, I'm not entirely sure of the title, but the subheading of this article within an article was called something like men's rights issues that feminism is already solving or dealing with, or something like that. I'll link it in the description, I'll find it and link in the description and you can take a look. But it basically talked about all these legitimate men's rights issues that affect men, but couched it and framed it within feminist discourse, essentially. It says things like, we don't want men to be seen as useless caregivers, the idea that women are inherently better caregivers is part of the patriarchy, that we don't want men to go and fight in wars, the idea that women are inherently feeble and fragile is part of the patriarchy, etc, etc. You see what I mean? It's taking issues that affect men and then sort of flipping it slightly and saying, ha, you see that? That's actually fucked up sexism against women, when you think about it. And it's all well and good, I'm not disagreeing with the article, I think the article is fine, I think it makes sense. But the reason I'm making this video is because I read that and thought, isn't it kind of fucked up that legitimate issues that men face are being dealt with and discussed and talked about by women using feminist language and within the ideological space of a movement, feminism, that largely deals with and focuses on women, i.e. not men. Isn't that kind of messed up? If we grant that the patriarchy, which is a thing, if we agree that patriarchy does constrict men, then surely that should be talked about. Surely that has every right to be discussed. And indeed, many feminists have pointed this out. They've said, you know, the patriarchy constricts men. Not as much as it constricts women, but it does constrict men. But as far as I've seen, that's as far as it goes. Feminists will say, hey, this system fucks you up as well, doesn't it? Yeah, well, there you go. But there's no subset of feminism that deals solely with men's rights. Feminism focuses on women, for good reason. So it seems like whatever benefits men get from feminism are essentially side effects. Happy accidents. And that just seems odd to me. Surely these issues, legitimate issues that affect men, fucking, I don't know, narrow ideas of what it is to be a man, issues surrounding masculinity, homophobia, circumcision, male representation in the media, father's rights, all these issues that deserve to be talked about, surely they should be talked about by men, not feminists. Men need to be part of the discussion when we're talking about men. So what are our options? We need a men's rights movement. Oh wait, there's already a men's rights movement, and it's fucking toxic. I don't need to go into detail or give any examples about the larger men's rights movement because the people watching this will be aware of it, and all I need to say is it's largely sexist, misogynistic, in many cases homophobic, and, you know, cis-sexist, heteronormative, whatever. And for me, crucially, it is as much, if not more, about being anti-feminist as it is about being pro-men. I expressed this concern with my brother, who is an avowed MRA, but I call him an MRE because he's not really an activist, men's rights activist. He's more of an enthusiast. And he's not a crazy MRE. I've watched him read really fucked up diatribes from men's rights sites and forums and stuff and just be disgusted. His heart is in the right place, put it that way. But when I said this to him, that, you know, the men's rights movement is as much anti-feminist as it is pro-men, he kind of scrunched up his face and just showed me his phone because he had been following a men's rights Twitter feed that puts a hashtag at the end of every single one of its tweets that is hashtag feminism is hate. Like I said, most of the people contributing to the larger men's rights movement are misogynistic assholes. They are essentially people who were brought up to believe that they would, you know, be given certain things, and they are upset that they're not getting it, and they're upset that women are fighting back. So our options apparently seem to be, we can talk about men's rights within feminism, which just seems odd, or we can align ourselves with some legitimately disgusting human beings. It seems to me that we need a men's rights movement that is not oppositional to feminism, but works in tandem with it. To dismantle the patriarchy, to disassemble any systemic gender discrimination inherent in our society, and just generally make the world better for men as well as women. So that's just my thoughts on that. What do you think? Because it seems to me like there are some legitimate issues affecting men that deserve to be talked about, but at present the only sort of socially acceptable way to talk about it is by letting women in the feminist context talk about the ways that feminism is going to solve all men's problems, or we can throw our hat in with legitimately disgusting human beings in the form of men's rights activists. We need something else. We need something better. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know.